no doubt in my mind that he'll be heading straight away, going to try to get some control here. Now we go take a look. Going to have, I believe you're watching Neighbor's POV, but you have Ace's camera there, so we'll go ahead and make sure that all of that is corrected there. This is Neighbor, I do believe, based on the way simply that he's moving around. Going to go ahead and right to top turret right away.
Yeah, we'll double check the service tags as well and see if we can get that 100% confirmed. And narrowly misses that shot, but bodies Roy, who's now going to pick up that sniper on the opposite side of the map. Now, I'm expecting some attritional play to start with, Andy. Pit CTF, you know, you're looking for that first pick before committing to that push across the map. It'll be interesting to see if SQ are going to opt for that play style or they're going to be more aggressive and try and get up in the faces of Reciprocity.
Absolutely. Now I'm going to shift that sniper sit back. Of course, they've already brought Overshield all the way back over to green, which is an interesting idea as well. To me, that just means they're going to make a more uniform push.
Yeah, this is actually Ace that we're watching, so interesting to see that he's the one who's been designated
to
pick up that sniper rifle off of the break here for Status Quo. Obviously, they have a lot of trust in him, and Lunchbox is going to be challenging him here, and the pressure early on is actually coming out of Reciprocity. The rocket came across there and took down that player, and now you're going to see moving in here. I believe this is Assault that we're watching at the moment with those rockets. See what he can do.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and get that updated as well here. After 2 minutes of play, you're seeing a lot of things really just slow down. As neither team, of course, like we said, in a lot of these games. Ooh, look at this great angle there from Roy. Able to pick up that kill. Oh my word! Ooh. Fantastic falling shot there on Neighbor.
Yeah, good idea from Assault there to just duck into the green box and not give him that triple kill. It looks like Ola knows where he is though. That's going to be 3 players falling. 2 players spawning on the first BR here for the guys on Status Quo, where the push is coming in here from Reciprocity. Roy is leading the charge, but Snipedown is the one on the flank at the moment as Roy pokes back out for that kill. Neighbor ends the spree, but Snipedown still in a position here to be sneaky and make something happen.
Absolutely. Neighbor knows he needs to double back and prioritize that kill, and in the end it's Assault who actually pushes in. So really great teamwork, team shooting, of course. On a map like the Pit, it's probably the most important to clear players out of your base. It's really important on all Halo 3 CTF game types, but here it's the most important to double back and kill those players before you push out.
Now you're going to see the battle for the second overshield of the game. It's going to be popping up pretty soon, and there it is. Pistola is going to grab that one, and he's going to get it full as well. A little bit of a slither of damage means that he will be, sorry, while he was regaining his shields, meaning he won't get quite the full overshield, but a layer and a half is going to be good enough to formulate a push here for the guys on Reciprocity. Flamesword doing great work to melt the overshield, and look at that, it's all been dissipated here. Great team shot and focus fire coming in from SQ.
Absolutely. Now Ola doing what he does best, stays alive on training, but eventually it's going to be Ace that wraps around. If you look at the names on this stage on set, these guys have been playing with and against each other for so many years. They know how one another plays the game. It's really showing here, and they haven't even seen a flagpole yet in this Pit CTF.
Yeah, the important thing to notice here is Lunchbox actually grabs the sniper rifle from the SQ side of the map, so he's going to have the opportunity here to create some opportunities and hit those snipes and open up the map and allow his teammates to come and push up. And here comes the second sniper rifle now. Snipe down, surprise, surprise, he's got it in his hands.
It's a good trade, by the way, from Flame. Flame pushes into S1, and from Court, it's not an easy battle to fight a player top turret down there from that courtyard, but to trade with Lunch, they're in that S1 area. Is very important to let them push out. Now only one sniper in play for the Reciprocity side.
Snipedown just looking to lock down some angles at the moment, back up his teammates. You saw the couple of bullets fired from Ace as well, and Ace is going to be in the needles here. 2 players caught, but look at Ola. Ola's behind everyone at the moment. Assault's going to be caught off guard. Ace picks up 1, so kills traded here, but Pistola's now smartly backing up to ensure that he's picking up kills before looking to move in on that objective.
Great work there. Look at this dual snipers here in the needle. This is deadly. You're going to anticipate cut spawns. Oh boy, Assault hides in the Walshy corner.
Oh,
what a play there from him. Gets a double.
Yeah, takes down 2 players there and pretty much single-handedly shuts down that push. And now he has a sniper rifle. Now they can formulate a push of their own straight through the green box. Great stuff there from Assault.
It's 2019, and Assault just hit in the Walshy to get a double kill and stop the flag run. I mean, that's how much this game, the principles that you saw at the end of Halo 3, the fact that you're able to know about these little nooks and crannies on the map and how they can stop an entire push, that still applies today. Great play from Assault, and to be honest, I'm expecting the guys on the other side of the stage to check those corners, check the needle corners, check the Walshies before you fly in.
Yeah, and I think that overshield might have been burnt there. Next overshield in the game, you see the push now from Reciprocity, and they've been the one who have been putting the pressure onto the SQ base. SQ really haven't been on the Reciprocity side of the map so far. Kills are falling across the board here. Roy's going to be moving that flag. I think that was 2 or 3 players falling here. Flamesword is the last player alive, and he manages to get a kill.
Whoa,
and
he
a
gets a
second
double!
Kill. Somehow Flamesword is making the plays to stop this run. Roy, smart play though, listen to those call-outs, but the play from Roy has allowed Assault to come back off the respawn and fight for this battle to return the flag.
It's a 2v2 in this corner here. It's great plays there. from Flame. A trade there with Assault and Roy. Let's see if that run is stopped all the way. Neighbor and Flame now desperately trying to get back on the stop. I don't think we're going to see a touch from the other side.
No, the return did come in. Lunchbox, though, setting up for a new grab, and you can see Pistola sat up on the green box as well. The sniper shots from Neighbor, though, on the top tower are going to shut him down, so great plays there from Mason. Yep,
great play indeed. If he had one more second, maybe even less, to get that flag across the green, to get that play, Ola probably would have been far and away with that flag, but Neighbor stops the rush. Got to give, once again, a huge shout out to Flamesword. A double kill in the Mauler when you are last player alive, that is a huge play.
Yeah, especially when you're no shields as well. That second shot, that headshot to take down the player who was flanking behind him, that was a guaranteed cap if Flamesword doesn't get that second one. Now Roy's going to be going up against Neighbor. Neighbor forgets to fire his gun and just whiffs it in the air. He almost committed to giving up that battle, and now Flamesword's moving the flag towards the courtyard, and this is something that we saw SQ do. This is such an SQ run from back in the old days. Running that flag down the low side, something we didn't see for the first couple of years of Halo 3, but something they really were the pioneers of.
Exactly what I was going to say, Onset. This is a non-traditional pit run. We did not see the court run, the runway run, but here we are. We're seeing Quo execute it perfectly. Flame's going to bring this in.
Flamesword is going to put the first cap on the board here for status quo. The first time they get on the Reciprocity side of the map is the first time they cap a flag. Fantastic objective efficiency coming in from SQ, and that was something we were talking about last night, Andy, while we were having dinner. One thing that Rec was struggling with a little bit yesterday was that efficiency. SQ have just showed them exactly how to do it.
And not only did they time that run perfectly in the court run, it's a lot more difficult than it looks, but also locking down the courtyard and the runway during that time also ensured that they got that overshield as well, so you couldn't have asked for better timing from the status quo side.
Important kills them from Lunchbox. He has a rocket to work with as well. Now we're seeing that standoff situation once again. Lunchbox just creeping down, and that's going to be a kill there on Neighbor. Look at the kill feed as well. Pistola picked up an assassination on the green box as well. So this side of the map is opened up, but a big kill from Assault there is going to slow things down. And surprise, surprise, Flamesword was hiding in the Mauler once again, managed to get that trade. And again, it's all about buying time here on Pit CTF. Those extra few seconds to allow teammates to get across the map, absolutely vital in those situations.
Another good trade from Flame, getting the key kills on certain areas of the map. The last few that we've seen have been defensively, and they've been really well executed.
3 players full here for SQ. Last player alive, I think, is on training. So this is an opportunity to cap a flag in response here from Reciprocity. Roy's going to be running this one through the needles. We saw a non-traditional flag pull coming in from SQ, and they executed beautifully, but sometimes the traditional route is the best one, and Roy is going to run this one home. Nobody there to challenge him. The game is tied up at 1-1.
That's right. That is the classic run that we're used to seeing, straight through long haul. The easiest run as long as each piece of the puzzle is lined up, and that's exactly what we had. Now here at the 22-minute mark, let's get ready with a listen-in on the side of Reciprocity to get in and see how their comms are.
Eric, you're going to have to go for this OS, maybe.
Eric, it's only you for us, Eric. Eric,
I will go for it. I will go for it.
They're cuts right now, weak on me. I can kill him. Somebody's around.
I got OS. They're flat. Coming off.
I don't know where he went, Justin.
I'm backing up.
Where you spawn?
Are you serious?
Yeah. We have OS there. We're good.
After there, that's one hit OS.
Yeah, nice. One dead. They're cuts. Back tower.
Yeah.
I'm living. I have sniper here. I'm backing up.
Eric, I'm with you.
They're Walsh, guys. They're Walsh.
I'm back with you.
I'm in their spawn. I'm at their side sword. Yep, they're training pit right now.
Yep, I'm running. Where are we running? They're top turret jumping out.
Courtyard on us.
Yep, I'm gonna die.
To their courtyard.
Guys.
Can I run this or no?
No, you guys are courtyard. Sniper was that way.
They're flagging their back tower. They're cuts also.
Rockets when he spawns. Slow down. The pit ramp.
Go for rockets. I hear you. Rockets.
I'm pushing for him.
I'm getting naded.
Sniper went down the runway, guys.
They're gonna push you one.
I'm looking for runway right now. Yeah, sniper the runway.
Live. We gotta get rockets, guys. They're training.
Our long one hit.
One shot on Jason Long.
Absolutely no. He's absolutely still. I didn't get him. No one's there. Our long again. He's staying our long. He's going our green side. Nice shot. Three dead. We go, guys.
I can get him.
He's dead.
They're probably on him.
Keep talking, Eric.
I need someone. I'm coming, Eric. I am coming, Eric.
I'm watching mid-bridge. I have sniper.
I don't see anything court. They should all be
I still don't see their sniper. They're flat.
They know Eric's there now.
Where's their sniper?
I'm here with you, Eric.
They're flagged, maybe.
They're trying to. Yeah, they have a sniper in the ball, Eric. Do not pop out.
Their needles.
I got
the Go in their needles right now.
Eric, he's gonna push you, maybe. They're sniping. They're flat right now.
They're
flagged.
They're flagged
right now.
I didn't get them. They're still down there. Sniping.
Justin, I'm watching
you. I want to try to get these back to us, but I'm dead.
Where are they at? Okay, Liv, there's you guys coming through long haul.
I wasted all snipe, boys.
Coming through long haul with sniper.
Green. Hit him with that nade.
Careful, coming through long haul.
They're gonna come through.
Get your left, Eric.
Our tech tower.
He got me, Alright, I'm on our flag. They're gonna be long on site again.
Pushing to our walls right now.
I'm going on top tower.
I'm one
weapons.
There's the mission there. You heard the players communicating, and it was the push from Reciprocity was again shut down by Flamesword, playing in that mortar. The amount of important body shots that he hit to shut that down, so vital.
Look at that killing spree for Neighbor and a killing spree for Flame just now as well. What a streak they are both on.
Snipdown taken down to no shields here by Flamesword off the respawn. Pistola just hovering and peeking. And the flag is still moving, I believe. It looks like they're looking for a second set of slays. Neighbor is in position to maybe run this one, decides to double back, and he will be taken down. Maybe slightly slow in getting that objective moving, but while that is going on, Status Quo and Assault in particular has managed to sneak behind enemy lines, pick up an overshield, but it looks like Wrecker calling him out, and he is getting melted right now.
I was going to say melt is the perfect way to describe what is happening to him, and that overshield is absolutely depleted and eliminated. Ace now with this sniper though pushing up. This Status Quo, what we just saw is a pretty interesting series of events. You saw a killing spree for Flame from the Mauler. Neighbor also hits the killing spree as he pushes flag. However, they're not able to connect the dots. Assault comes in late with the overshield. Ace then comes in late with the sniper rifle. So it's good aggression from Status Quo. However, it looked a little bit mistimed.
Yeah, the execution not quite there. However, great execution here from Ace as he manages to take down two players there. Roy with some good shots of his own to manage to trade out the kill, however. Neighbor now with the sniper rifle up on the banana. Lunchbox is going to be challenging him. Manages to hit the body, but good shots again from Lunchbox. Seems like everyone in the game at the moment shooting pretty well, Andy, and this is where big kills are important. Impactful kills, a couple of headshots, a couple of body shots to take down players with the sniper rifle just to open up that opportunity to push once more.
And that's especially true at this point because keep in mind and keep an eye on that bottom right timer. Once we hit that 15-minute mark, if the score's tied, we'll continue on into sudden death. So right now at this point in the game, a flag cap, of course, could be the game winner.
One bullet to work with here then for Lunchbox. Snipdown moving down towards the overshield. That'll be up in around 30 seconds or so. Snipdown sneaking through the courtyard here, and I love this play. He's just called out Ace, and Ace is going to be not in a position to double back. He's going to be going forward. Snipdown just looking for blood at the moment, trying to find a kill. Then you'll see him move in, flank through the training, but it looks like Snipdown actually might have got some call out from a teammate, and they need help on his side of the map. Now he's going to move in, finish off Flamesword, finish off Assault as well. Great decision making here from Snipdown. Now you see him moving directly for that objective.
Look at the trigger discipline there. Just behind his opponents, waited so long to engage. Never even shot there on the trading until he had the opponent weak. Really great timing from him.
Yeah, SQ look like they've got the time on that overshield as well, so Tao is going to have to try and estimate that time next time it's going to be coming up. And even though Roy has these rockets, and even though you know, the flag is moving here from Snipdown, Ace with that overshield is going to be such a nuisance because they have to fight him. They have to take this battle, but it looks like Ace might have done enough damage to slow things down. Here comes
with another double.
Again, trying to make big plays, but a bigger play comes in from Pistola. He's a little man, but he picks up big kills, and he's running this flag home for Wreck.
Flame doing as much as he can, but he can't do it alone. He gets the double, can't finish.
Oh,
Neighbor! Boy!
Neighbor then with an important shot. Roy, though, knows he was going to poke and managed to do a great job himself of taking down Neighbor as he's looking dangerous and looking like he could have potentially stopped that run, but no one's going to be there. Reciprocity with a minute 40 left in regulation time, putting the second flag of the game.
I love that run from Lunch. He knew he had pressure coming from long haul, so he does not force the needle run or the plat run. He brings that flag all the way around through the pit into cuts and brings the flag the long way home because he had his twin brother Roy sitting up top with that sniper rifle eye in the sky.
Now you're going to see Roy pretty much not move. They've got two sniper rifles. They're just locking down their side of the map at the moment. They've only got a minute and 18 seconds to hold on at the moment. They don't need to overcommit for anything. They can wait for SQ to push, pick off some of these players because they need to get on their side of the map. They need to tie up this game. They're the ones who need to convert a flag.
Right now we're looking at the entire Quo side on their side of the map. No one pushed over just yet. They're actually about to set up a training push though, and they have heavy presence over at training.
Ace is sneaking in the courtyard then. Looks like they might have been called out. Lunchbox picks up a kill here on Neighbor, so Ace is going to be in a pretty tough position here. Pistola should take him down.
Oh boy,
hopefully Pistola's missing everything at the moment. Ace, though, is going to be taken down. Assault now trying to do something. Flamesword's the important player to watch there. Look at Flamesword, he's behind the player on the turret at the moment. If he can clean up Lunchbox, there might be the opportunity to do something here because the overshield's going to be popping pretty soon too.
Yeah, that's right here. That overshield actually has been grabbed as we take a look at exactly where it went. And it did go to Neighbor, so 25 seconds on the clock. They need to make sure they stay alive as well as get a flagpole here.
Oh, Snipdown though is going to take down Assault on top of the tower. And with that power position still in play, Neighbor's going to be the last one to potentially make something happen. 14 seconds left on the clock though. It's looking like Reciprocity Reciprocity will be the team to take your game number 1.
Great shots from Neighbor. You saw him. He wanted to go top turret. As he checked the clock, knew there wasn't enough time.
There we go then, 2 seconds left. That is going to be it. The Reg Pack rule once more, and they take your game number 1 here against Status Quo.
And just like we said on set, that late cap right around that 17-minute mark put all the pieces in place, and they're able to get that. And that, of course, was the game winner. When you cap with 2 minutes left on pit, it really is easy to just play with defense from there on out.
Yeah, absolutely. And you have to say that Reciprocity deserved that one. Roy with a big positive 11 spread in that game as well. He's starting to warm up as well. Good stuff across the board, to be honest with you, from Reciprocity. Pistola with a neg 1, but we saw some really important plays from him in that game. He's such a distraction for the other team. He puts himself in such good positions to allow his teammates to get in position to finish the kills that he is starting.
Onset, you called it. Roy's got the bandana on today. He's not messing around.
He means business. You see that thing come out, you better back down.
Dropping a plus 11 in that game. That's quite a statement from him. Taking a look at the assists as well. 20 assists, I believe, for him as well in that game. Look at that. 28, 20, and 17. Huge numbers. Leads his team and the game in both kills and assists. You cannot ask for a bigger performance from him on Championship Sunday.
Roy's back, baby. We always knew that he would be back as well. The replay is going to be popping in as well from our first game there. But you have to say that Reciprocity controlled the pace of that game, Andy. They did a great job of formulating their pushes early on. And even though SQ were getting the majority of the overshields towards the end of the game, they weren't able to make something happen with those. And that's going to be a little bit of a concern.
Hey, and if I'm honest, that game, the only reason we saw that go to the 15-minute mark and not a Reciprocity victory in regulation was because of Flamesword's consistent plays. I mean, making things happen in a 1v4 to stop the flag. Another big double kill for him to stop. And then finally on the flag that we saw Reciprocity win the game on, he gets a double and almost a triple on Ola. Really impressed with what I'm seeing from Flamesword, but not enough in the end.
Yeah, it wasn't quite enough as we saw a nice shot there. That was during the listening from Pistola to take that player down. And these are the kind of plays, I mean, look how annoying Pistola is to take down. He's half shields for the majority of that play. Even though his teammates are falling, he manages to pick up those kills. And this was just fantastic patience and decision-making here from Simon.
It is, and it was this patience, it was this trigger discipline, and this double kill, which led to that flagpole, the game-winning flagpole. And here's Ola, big win in that 1v1 in hallway. If he doesn't win that, good chance that flag doesn't come home.
Yeah, if he doesn't win that, then he's going to be respawning towards the courtyard because of where Flamesword is positioned. So Flamesword almost came up absolutely huge for his team. He did everything he possibly could have towards the end of that game to try and get that return and try and make that big play. But Reciprocity and Pistola in particular, even though he didn't have the stats to boot in comparison to his teammates, they're the big impactful plays he makes.
Absolutely there. See Flamesword, of course, lots to think about after that game number 1. Very good chance he's happy with what he was able to do defensively in that game. We saw him time and time again stepping up to get those stops, but not enough to get enough flag caps on the board. You see Reciprocity will win that game 2-1. Heretic going to be game number 2.
Heretic Team Slayer will be the second map of the series here. And I mean, how many hours do you reckon combined these players have put on this map?
Oh gosh, you're looking at thousands.
It's a disgraceful amount.
You're looking at
it's an insane
You're looking
amount.
at thousands upon thousands of hours played. And of course, not only in Halo 3, but at Heretic as well. Host, of course, both in Halo 2 and Halo 3. Heretic hosts so many different map game type combinations.
Just to let everyone know at home as well, GMS and Lux Gaming are tied up at 1-1 in their series as well. So GMS, who impressed us all so much yesterday with their performance, they're being pushed absolutely all the way. And you can catch all the action, of course, at twitch.tv/UGC Bravo as well. So if you want to watch that game, that's available for you. But right now, this is the game that we want to watch, Andy. This is the game that you should be watching because game number 2 is about to get underway. It's time for Team Slayer and Heretic.
This is amazing to watch. I mean, we essentially have here an all-star match of big Halo 3 names, historic names in the Halo scene going up against each other so many years after this game's release. It's fantastic to see the quality of play from both sides. Here's the question, can Status Quo answer back in the series?
Now, you're going to be watching for both teams to control the pink side of the map and ideally getting a player in both bases as well. Force those car spawns, Andy. Make that battle so much easier for yourself. Give yourself the height advantage. If you can trap a team in that car area and get on that respawn, then you can start racking up kills. But it's easier said than done. These players know how to play this game.
Big.
So bad.
Another big trade from Flame. Look at that. Was not even looking at Lunch. Picks up the carbine and somehow squeaks a trade out of nowhere. I think this is maybe the most consistent I've seen Flame, in a long time. He's playing real well.
Shots from Assault here, and Assault was known in the day for the amount of damage that he would deal. He wasn't the flashy player. He wasn't the player who'd be picking up the sniper rifle. He was just all about decimating shields and allowing his teammates to put up those big stats. You can see him sat up on P3 here. He's doing exactly that, just firing shots down onto the bases and then allowing the player like Neighbor to do what he loves to do best.
There you go, look at that double, making it look easy. Might even turn 3 here if he needs help from Ace. Yes, indeed, Ace manages to stay alive. Look at that Neighbor back-to-back doubles.
The teamwork
Beautiful.
here from the guys on SQ is absolutely beautiful. Lunchbox, though, with a big double kill, is going to allow his teammates to push out on the pink side of the map. But here comes Flamesword as well. The prediction nade up to the nerd on the pink side of the map, so vital as well, just to make sure that that angle is going to be covered. But here comes the challenge from Snipe Down. He wins the battle. A little bit of help coming in for Roy.
Yep, looks like you said, a big double kill there for Roy. That gives them the lead 12-8, and this might be an opportunity if they can continue to string kills together to pull away just a bit. It's been neck and neck, but now look at this lead, now 14-9, just like that.
Yeah, the team fire coming in here as well, here from the guys on Reciprocity. Look at these players who are on the flag. Roy's putting these shots down. They're cleaning up kills. I think that was a fresh 4 dead momentarily there for SQ as well. So now's the scary moment. Roy, as the first person who's going to engage in those battles, needs to desperately stay alive and manages to, but unfortunately gets taken down by that rogue plasma grenade.
Yeah, right there, tries to jump over his own nade. He got the help from a teammate, however, in the end, look at that. Lunchbox going for that long lunge, doesn't get it. So he'll be retired, but he's got to be happy. He's sitting at 7 kills right now, leading his team in the game.
Yeah, 19-12 here at the moment, Reciprocity. Roy picked up 1 kill there, and there's a little bit of something we should talk about. A little bit of beef between Roy and Neighbor. I think it's all very friendly, but obviously both players want to beat each other very much as far as this series is concerned. You've seen some words on Twitter. I think it's all in good spirits, but at the end of the day, I think I've just heard Roy shouting something across the stage at Neighbor there.
See Snipe Down, get some help there, but it looks like maybe Flame can try to get away. He's keeping this game close. Take a look at that now, 20-17, what was just about a 6-kill lead for Reciprocity. Now Quo stays within 3.
Yeah, and these cast spawns are going to be difficult here for Reciprocity to burst out of. They have managed to stay alive and do well, though, despite the shots coming in from the P side of the map from Neighbor. And look at those shots across. He got called out immediately. He got shot by one player, the grenade hit from another, and Pistola finished off that kill. Great prioritization there from Reciprocity to take that player off of that power position, pick 3.
All right, here we go. Now another 5-kill lead for the side of Reciprocity, but you see Neighbor still bringing the aggression as best as he can, because that helps coming in from the pink screen. Let's go now to a listen in here with status quo as they're down by 5.
2 blue 1. Nice, another one. Roy's got shots, there's 2 of them. Roy's another one there, Ola. 2 down, another one weak. Ola. Shot. Nice shot, nice shot, too. Down by 4, I spawn red. Yo, red tunnel weak. P1 also. I got Ola, so Ola's 1 shot, Ola. Pink going again. Top center, on sword. Sword's face. Another one red streak, stay live. Red 2 behind me. Go to blue. Red nerd weak. Lunchbox, P3. You just shout. P3. No, red 1. Red 1 Nagani. White strike down. Red nipple weak. Red nipple weak, strike down. Card 3. Blue bubble weak. Ola.
Blue bubble.
Blue color chat. I got him.
Ola's still blue bubble.
Pushing, sword in our base.
Where's he going?
Mike's pushing. There's spawning blue. Mike, no one there.
Blue 1.
Blue pig target. Blue 2.
Blue 1.
By yourself, please. I'm fucked. The front blue is play annoying. I need help. No help on front blue. Blue pink. Blue card. I'm pink 2 right now.
Reciprocity have just extended their lead from when we left this game, and we're listening to the communication between the players, and a 7-kill lead at this point in the game, Andy, is such a tough one to come back from. Ace now trapped in the bubble with Roy and Lunchbox picking up kills, means that he's going to have to play slowly, wait for those respawns.
They need to play perfect Halo, perfect baiting and switching. That's a good start. Flame tries to make something happen at Car 3, but the pressure's too great. Like you said, Onset, a 10-kill lead here is big for Reciprocity.
Lunchbox versus Ace then. Ace drops down to the toilet. The grenade's going to come in. I'm not sure who that was from, but Assault's going to get put his back there by Lunchbox. Snipe Down comes in to help out as well. Ace gets taken down. Neighbor picks up 1, but look at the difference between the 2 teams here, Andy. 6 kills left for Reciprocity to close this one out, and status quo of only just past the 30-kill mark.
Yeah, they need 17 to close this out. Like we said, it would require a slight miracle and some really great turn of events for the status quo side. 3 kills to go for Rec.
Yeah, Snipe Down's having a big game, I think, here as well. Lunchbox just patrolling the car side of the map, but Assault versus Snipe Down. The challenge is going to come in from Snipe Down. He's feeling himself, just drops down to the pink 1 area on the Eli. 1 more kill to go here. Ace is going to be no shields, and Roy finishes it off here for Reciprocity. They are on the verge of their second back-to-back 3-0 series sweep against their opponents.
Towie and crew, of course, very happy with how that one goes. That's a 50-35 win on Heretic TS. It's quite a commanding margin, even though that's a 15-kill difference. It might as well be 30 because on a game like Team Slayer Heretic, that's a huge margin. 15-7 from Lunch, and Roy goes 11-11-6.
Look at the assists coming in as well from Reciprocity. All of them double digits. Pistola with 17 assists, as well as only going -1. That's a huge stat line from him. He's involved in 28 separate kills. Over half the kills on the map, Pistola had some sort of involvement with. Lunchbox was just putting himself in great positions to finish those kills. But again, Ola, fantastic plays from him, and that was reflected this time in the stats.
Like we talked about before that first series, I think depending on what level of Pistola you get today is going to really impact how far Reciprocity goes in this tournament. And when you have him going -1 with 17 assists, I think he and the rest of his team will take those stats any day.
Yeah, on the other side of things, I think Flamesword had a little bit of a slow game in that game number 2. I think he only had 5 kills to his name, but you saw the plays he made in that game number 1. He saved his team up numerous times, to be honest, in that pit CTF. So a little bit of a slow one there. You expect him to pick it up in our game number 3, but here's some of the replays from that game number 2. It was close into around the 20-kill mark, Andy, and then that little kill lead that Reciprocity managed to get, they managed to keep that for the rest of the game.
Keep in mind, you're likely going to see it during these highlights, but when we went into that status quo listen-in, they brought the game back within 3 kills. Actually, I believe 2 kills. I believe 28-26 or so at one point. And then just like that, it was 39-31. So really a fantastic timing on that spree from Reciprocity to close it out and not look back. There you go, 30-28. 2-kill game there in the middle.
Yeah, a couple of kills as we passed the 30-kill mark. A famous man once said the Team Slayer starts at 30 kills, Andy, and you could see it here as a perfect example of it. Shout out to Sundance and for his wise words.
It's true, that home stretch is so important, and you're seeing it more than ever here in St. Louis.
Lunchbox, you can see the team fire coming in as well, and the team shot, the example of it that was reflected in those assists there, just in that one play from Lunchbox. Lunchbox won, put some shots on one player, finished off a kill that had been started by someone else, and then his life was saved by that same player as well, popping great back out. The baiting and switching has been superb on that map from Reciprocity, and you could see it even in that final kill there. 3 players collapsing on that player who was stuck in the P2 area. Ace got taken down. I mean, they're looking good at the moment, Andy, and they're looking like they're getting better and better, but one man is always looking good.
Coach Ghost Sayami here. Ghost. Certainly a veteran set of eyes that you'd want behind you on this main stage. Has a good bit of coaching experience as well, not only in Halo, also in Gears of War. For those of you who might remember his performances on the MLG main stage, both in the player position and the coach position. Of course, those boys are glad to have them behind him here. Let's take a look at the series layout so far.
Coach Army with a lot of work to do behind his team at the moment. Reciprocity, as I mentioned, though, looking for back-to-back 3-0 series victories if they take home this next game type, and that is going to be Construct King of the Hill. My favorite game type to watch. It's almost like a chess match as well as a Halo match. So many decisions have to be made, and Reciprocity yesterday, they managed to take this one home, but they looked a little bit shaky at times.
One thing I'm also seeing from Reciprocity, those of you who were lucky enough to catch the great first series that we saw, you notice the body language out of Reciprocity. Even after the games that they won, it was not super positive and hyped up, but they're looking a lot happier. You can tell they're clicking on the same page and quite happy with the way they're playing.
Well, here we go then. Reciprocity looking to close out the series here in our game number 3. Construct King of the Hill is what we're going to be playing. I mean, the boys, they've got to be feeling good right now, and I think a lot of other teams in the tournament at the moment have probably got one eye looking at the main stage at the moment. The Rec Pack have come to play.
They absolutely have. And now Reciprocity in a very similar situation they found themselves in the first series, their final game potentially if they're able to close it out.
Starting this one off with Roy then. Should pick up the kill early on Assault as well. Neighbor's going to be back down. Ace picks up one, and this battle down low is all about just laying those shots down. Then you've got to get up top because that rocket launcher is popping up top. And there it is. Easy, Neighbor. Roy lets him know, and I'm sure next time that battle goes down, he'll let him know if he wins it again.
There are not many openings that are like that Construct opening where you're kind of both fighting from that low ground and have to advance to a central high ground. Lots of challenges there coming in. In the end, the first points on the board do go to Reciprocity.
Rocket control, though, does go to status quo. You can see Flamesword has 2 rockets to work with. Pistola, though, is going to make him pay, and Pistola with great movement and the timing of the jump as well. Flamesword didn't have time to replace his reticle on that closed street to fire that rocket by the time that Pistola had hit his shots.
Ace made a great push main ramp there because no one else was in position to take out that main hill player, but Ace actually boldly pushed up main ramp and took down Roy to slow down that time that Reciprocity was putting on the board.
Nice control of the map here for Reciprocity. They're scrapping up some time in that bottom hill as well. I think you mentioned it yesterday, Andy. When you see two teams of such similar caliber going up against each other, this is going to be the hill that your main objective is to keep your opponents out.
Yeah.
Don't let them scrap up some time. Focus on those top hills because that's where you really can
look at Lunch. Lunch goes sky high there from a grenade. You could tell he wasn't comfortable with exactly where his Spartan was going to land on that main ramp. Then tries to pop back up, but eventually goes flying off. So a pretty well-timed and well-placed grenade there on Lunch on the open ramp. That's not an easy kill when a player's hiding open glass, but Status Quo does well to take him out.
Most important area to control on this bottom hill as well is, of course, that sword spawn. Make sure that your players are taken down, who are around the hill, around the closed 2 area, and the open floor that you're going to be forcing that respawn as well. And look at this, Status Quo now, they're back into this game. They've tied it up, and now they take the lead here on this bottom hill, but the hill will be moving in just a few moments.
Power up as
the
well.
overshield coming up as well.
Yeah, power up is going to be big here. Look at Flame already going for it. Looks like he's going to grab it almost right away. That's a 57 on that time. Look for that overshield coming back at 10:57 on that timer, bottom right.
Yeah, it looks like they're committed to a push up gold here as well. Lunchbox is in position to do some work as well. He picks up 2. Unfortunately, the overshielded player is Flamesword, and he does enough damage to make sure that he can get up the top of the map. Smart play here to push gold as well.
Yep.
Force those respawns potentially on the close street at top gold, or if they're down low, you now have an area of entry to the top of the map with lines of sight on that hill too.
And thankfully, Quo had that overshield coming up as the 3rd man in, because if not, that could have been a pretty disastrous scenario. Flame is able to convert, though, and squeeze out a double using that overshield to kind of slow things down up top. Otherwise, you would have seen a whole lot of control from Reciprocity just now. But in the end, it doesn't matter because they're in control and they're about to tie the game.
Yeah, complete control of the top of the map here is in the hands of Reciprocity. Looking across the board here, looks like Flamesword did manage to get up the closed purple momentarily. Snipedown has the sniper in his hand as well and whips a shot there to R1 to take down Flamesword. Now he's diverting his attention to the purples. Know that that player's been disposed of. Now you're looking for the obvious entry points to the top of the map.
Yep, you just saw the go-ahead points coming in from Reciprocity. The rest of this hill, certainly an opportunity for them to extend their lead here. Let's go into a listen-in with Rec.
2 dead.
And
R1.
R1. Nice. I'm here, Justin.
I'm going open street side. I spawned here.
One shot on purple.
Push open.
One shot purple.
Eric, play yourself. Open purple, one shot. I think there's another one in here.
Close is dead. 3 dead. 3 dead. Last guy. Or 2 dead. 3 dead now. Last guy.
I'm still watching sword. You're watching gold.
Oh, gold. Last guy.
Alright.
They're going to spawn
He
here
is there.
then.
I'm pushing it. He's real weak. Probably not going to kill me. He hit me with a nade. He's absolutely close street. 2 guys close street. 3 guys close gold. Coming open side. Close street right now. He's coming out right now.
Dude, it's a guy in open on me already.
One shot close gold, 2 of them.
This is like the most unlucky timing ever. Nice. R1. He literally looked away.
Up close, I think. Is that us?
That's me. Yeah, they're gonna in lobby, 1 hit, going sword.
Coming up right now. If you can drop for us.
I'm going for over.
We don't have time.
Open street, guys. 1 hit. Please. Absolute open street. Last guy, all open street. Alright, I'm going for
I have
hill.
OB
I got
right
new
now.
hill.
54.
Alright, I need help down low.
Lifting up
I need help down low, somebody.
You might have dropped over ramp.
They spawned bottom center, guys. I'm gonna need help down low.
That's you. I'm looking close street. I can't see anything.
Somebody needs to watch main ramp.
We're at R1.
Somebody needs to help me down low. I'm close. I'm close.
I have overshot.
I'm close and on main ramp. 1 hit. I got 1. River. I need help, River. He's gonna get me.
I'm coming.
1 hit, River. 2 dead. Bottom center. Bottom center and R1. Last guy's bottom center. 0-1. He lifted. He lifted right now. Just fucking milk all this hill.
That's there.
Oh, River.
I help. 1 shot on 2.
One shot
More.
up. Dead.
They're gonna be R1.
Yeah, Eric's player alive.
I'm in hill. You got it? I'm here.
Eric has 1 bullet snipe left. Stay alive.
Spawn on Eric.
I'm going sword, Justin.
Yeah.
Snipe down spree will be ended, but you saw it there. The killing frenzy popped up from Eric Rona. He's playing some lights out Halo today. And Reciprocity, during that listening, have established a fairly considerable lead.
And speaking of that listening, what a treat it is to hear these Halo 3 veterans talking about this. I love what I'm hearing. Anyone who played competitive Halo 3 can appreciate the level of detail and the communication from both sides of the stage, but just now in that last example from Reciprocity, perfect communication and perfect angles from Snipe down there, main ramp all the way to glass.
Yeah, he's doing all sorts of mathematics at the moment, Snipe down. He's making everything work for him. The killing frenzy and the out BR on Neighbor as well on that bottom hill. 114 to 55 here to Reciprocity. They're looking really good at the moment. Almost whips a snipe onto Ace. Flamesword comes in and finally shuts down Snipe down.
Love what we're hearing though, about just to shed the light back on that listen and constantly wondering where's the last player, who's the last player alive. There's one more in open, constantly asking questions of one another. It's amazing to see these players players pick up exactly where they left off in terms of competitive Halo 3. You look at the height of competitive Halo 3 towards the end of this game's lifespan, that's exactly where we are now, back here in 2019.
Hill's going to be moving pretty soon here. Flamesword whiffs a couple of snipers there, but whips out the BR and finishes off the kill onto Roy. And this is going to be the real money hill. This closed street hill, Andy, this is the one where you really can rack up those times. You can force those closed goal spawns, you can control the lobby, and you can completely control the top of the map.
And we do see a grab for Overshield comes from Assault on status quo. He's going to boldly go up open. He has help here, though, so this should be a pretty safe play for him. And like you said, Onset, an opportunity for them to get right back in this game. Lots of time on the clock.
The one worrying thing, though, is yes, they managed to get into lobby, but they didn't manage to finish off that kill on Roy. That means that Assault has now got to watch his back. Keep an eye on the kill feed, and there's Roy. Roy comes back out, he kills Ace. Now he's doing so much damage to that Overshield. However, the push has paid off here for SQ. They have control. Pistola, though, he's stolen away with the rocket launcher.
Oh boy, Ola in lobby with rocks. You can bet he's not going to fly into closed. He wants to just stay alive in lobby because he's a much bigger threat just alive here in closed. Gets the double kill.
Reloading as well. Knows there's another player who's hiding back goal, but that player's not going to want to challenge him because he knows he has that rocket launcher. Waits for the help to come in from his teammates. There's Snipe down on the flank as well to get that kill. And now he's got that call out there. You saw Pistola was the player top goal was taken down. And here comes Pistola with the rocket launcher. And he drops the nuke.
The Wizard knew exactly where to place that rocket for the perfect splash damage. He's not done yet, continuing to clean up on close street.
Big plays coming in from Pistola today. Every time we've been on his POV, his decision-making has been on point, and his execution has been superb as well. Reciprocity have control of this closed hill spawn, and they are doing such a great job of controlling this closed street hill.
Look at this. Make sure to not get hit by those nades, and he's not done. Look at this, continuing to rack up kills. They also have presence in open, which is going to let them continue to lock down lobby, and the points are going to continue adding up.
161 points on the board here for Reciprocity. This has been a really strong hold of this closed street hill. They've done such a good job, and SQ just haven't had an answer to it so far. Every time that we're seeing a player, he's half shields, he's getting called out, but a big kill there from Neighbor at least stops the time racking up there from Roy.
Yep, a little rivalry there between Neighbor and Roy continues. It's a great play from under glass from Neighbor down, and really looked like he was just about to be taken down, but a perfectly placed nade. Continue to see Neighbor shake his head.
That's the Overshield gone.
Oh boy, the barrels come in. No more Overshield for Assault, and that's going to hurt the push. Lunchbox now also sniping from open street glass. He's got a fantastic angle here, and he can just wait and bait.
Frustrating thing there for Assault is you work so hard, you make the decision to play for the Overshield, and the barrels absolutely melt it, and just make you completely reassess the decisions you have to make.
This is what I expected from Lunch. He's going to rotate down open ramp. Now he has a mid-gold angle. He can continue fighting glass. He still has eyes on Hill, and they're fine with letting, like you said earlier on, no time be ranked up in the bottom middle hill. They'll continue to play defense here and just wait. Great shot on River as well. Eventually he gets taken down, but not before about a minute ticked down on that hill.
Yeah, Neighbor's going to collect that sniper rifle as well. He's only got one bullet in the chamber to work with. Saw there was a player on the river, and it's going to be Roy. Roy versus Neighbor, and there's the challenge from Roy. I think he was feeling himself there. I think that would have been a real statement if Roy managed to pick that one up. Double kill here from Neighbor. Is this the spark that SQ need to get back in this
Here
one?
we go, yeah, 2 kills. I think he thinks there's a third player in barrels, still down bottom middle, maybe getting the call out. It's Roy again, and boy, Neighbor has Roy's number right now, but Ola comes in to save the day.
Flamesword picks up one. Assault's managed to get away with the rockets as well, and look at the score, Andy. SQ are managing to scrap their way back into this game. Difference is around 70 points at the moment. The Assault rocket lands on a target as well. Now it's all about this rotation set up for this next hill as Pistola goes up against Assault. Assault is picking up some vital kills in this game.
Big kills there. That teammate's going to catch flame for just a second, but let's not forget, there's a lot of time on the clock here, and these guys on status quo have played this game type so much, they know how to win this. It's not outside the realm of possibility for them to come back.
Absolutely. Now we're going to see that rotation of hills. It's going to go back to that open street now. The Overshield will be popping as well. And I mean, SQ have pretty much controlled the majority of the Overshield so far in this game. So it's somewhat of a surprise, to be honest with you, to see them down by such a deficit. But they do have the opportunity. If they can win this battle for top control, but Pistola is going to make that more difficult. They have a chance to get back in this game.
Yep, Lunchbox with great pressure continues to fly right into open. See Neighbor there issuing callouts across the screen. It's 3 dead for Quo for a second. We do hear off screen that we do have Lux Gaming about to beat GMS here. Potentially, we're going to keep an eye on that stream. As a reminder, that's twitch.tv/UGC_Bravo if you want to have both of those windows open.
Well, back into this game. Ace is going to be pushing in the lobby. Pistola gets that trade, and it's a 100-point difference or so between the two teams at the moment. Reciprocity just need to play smart Halo here. They don't need to do anything crazy. They just need to make sure that they're getting their trades on the map and keeping SQ out of the hill. It's as simple as that. 4 minutes left on the game. Sniped picking up some important kills here on Flamesword. That closed gold spawn so vital just to make sure the other team doesn't respawn up top.
Yeah, Reciprocity looking like they're having actually an easier time in this match than they did in the last series. Keep in mind, for their game number 3 win in our first series of the day, they had to have a pretty significant come-from-behind win after being down by 50 points. But here in this Construct King, they have had a pretty comfortable lead throughout the entire match.
Assault goes up against Pistola then. Pistola with some nice shots. Assault trying to position himself to stay alive and wait for that help. But the last player alive here is going to be Neighbor. He gets taken down, and this is going to be points here on the board here. Once again for Rec. They're within 35 points of finishing this.
And you have to wonder if Status Quo has the gas in the tank. They've got the time on the clock, not a lot of it, but time enough to come back in this game. However, Reciprocity applying such pressure, and now at the 220 mark, you got to wonder if Status Quo is kind of writing themselves off already.
Neighbor in the hill at the moment. Look at the fire coming in though from Reciprocity. It seems like their teamwork is really starting to click at the moment. Flamesword does win a big battle there against Roy, but look at the spawn control again.
Yep.
Lunchbox comes off spawn. The players who had fallen spawn right next to him on that gold lift. Now they can push back, they can push into the lobby, they can take these fights, but most importantly, they can control who is going in that hill, and they can keep the players out of it as well.
And this is such a tough point for Status Quo because, of course, being only 25 points away is Reciprocity. It means Status Quo has such little room for error. Over these last 2 minutes of play, they haven't really been able to make any mistakes. And when they do happen, you see Reciprocity continue to add on the scoreboard. 225 to 139 now, 2.5 left.
A Neighbor just got assassinated up top by Pistola when he had the overshield. So again, SQ have an overshield. And again, SQ don't put it to use. 225 to 143, and Flamesword versus Lunchbox. Lunchbox is going to win the individual fight, and he's just going to sit pretty in that hill and say, I'll take those points, thank you very much.
That's exactly it. They're going to continue to milk time on the bottom of the hill. Less than 20 points to go to close out this series 3-0.
Ace dropping on the hill here. Just a few moments to go here for Reciprocity to close out the 3-0 victory against SQ. Here comes the grenade, here comes Flamesword, and here comes another kill for Snipe Down. Just a couple of points left. However, SQ look like they're making a little bit of a run, or desperately trying to make a bit of a run towards the end of this game, but it's so tough for them. They can't make one more mistake, or this game is over.
Absolutely. Now 12 points to go. Snipe down,
chick
spot. That's a classic spot to snipe from. It doesn't look like it would be a great position, but it is due to the angles the players come flying over open and close street.
This is going to be the game, I think, here. 49. One more point is going to do it. Somehow, SQ keep Reciprocity out of the hill. It's Flamesword making a last desperate attempt to do it. He does manage to keep him out that hill, but with the hill rotating in 25 seconds anyway, I think this one is going to be done, barring an absolute miracle.
Yeah, this is really going to be all she wrote. If you're a betting Halo player, you're going to absolutely assume that Reciprocity is going to jump in one of these hills, either this one in the next 10 seconds or the last one.
Yeah, there it is. There's the final point on the board. Pistola drops in, and Reciprocity have come to play on Championship Sunday.